Hey guys, welcome to Ashley's Apologies. It's good to see you. So this week I wanted to do like a belated Father's Day video for you. So, first of all, happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers, grandfathers, uncles, who are there and support and love their kids. You rock. So, on to my video where I'm done apologizing for not having a relationship with my biological father. Here's my story. So, here's a little backstory before I get to the actual story. When I was little, I was a daddy's girl. I thought my father could do no wrong. I thought he was a superhero. He worked two jobs. And, I didn't get to see him that much when I was really little, but I thought he was amazing. He brought me so many different joys in my life. Like, he made me laugh. He brought my love of animals and especially dogs. I've wanted a dog since I was 2. He, made me want to do art. It was more my nana, but my dad could draw really well and I wanted to draw really well. He was my wrestling partner, my Schlitterbahn partner. My dad and I did so much together. But at the same time, my dad had a temper, and no, he didn't like beat me or punch me in the face or anything like that. He was abusive towards my mom, and like they would get into arguing matches. And one year, like around the time that the actual story that I'm about to tell happened, I was like 10. He told me I was too old for Christmas and why did I want a tree up? And I was like, because it's Christmas. And my mom told my dad to just do it. Like, it's Christmas. A tree is a tree. So he was getting the stuff out of the garage thing, and he was mad, and my mom was just telling him to calm down, and he got rolls of Christmas paper and was chunking them at my mom. And so I sat in front of her screaming and crying, and he was missing. He has bad aim. He's not good at sports. But like, it was still a scary moment. Yeah, those were just some examples of how my father could be. So now here's the real story. So, when I was 10, almost 11, it was 5 days before my 11th birthday and 3 days before my elementary to middle school graduation. So from 5th to 6th grade. And I just didn't get picked up one day. My father normally picked me up every day, and that day he didn't. So, don't really know why I was alone. Thinking about it now, and after like 30 minutes, I started getting stressed out and panicking, and so I went to the art room, which was right next to the parking lot where my dad used to pick me up every day. And I asked my teacher, can I use your phone? And at that point, I'm crying and sobbing. And she's like, of course, yeah. Ended up calling my mom. And she was like, hold on, I'll be there in just a couple minutes. And we get to the house, and it was like we were robbed. But we came in, and a lot of our stuff was gone. And my father had taken a bunch of our stuff, like a TV and like board games, like random things he didn't need that weren't his. But he took anyways. Our fake plant, named Billy, by the way. But I definitely had to grow up after my father left, because there was a lot of things that my dad did that my mom and I had to learn how to do, or learn how to find people to help us do. And so, I didn't get, like, I had to be a lot more around adults than kids. And I had to grow up a little faster being without a parent. If any of you have been without a parent, you just kind of gotta handle more stuff, because you want to help as much as you can, but you're a kid. So you do your best to be there for your other parent, and to just have the best life you can. So that's what my mom and I did. We worked together. After the separation, around my parents' anniversary, my father dropped off divorce papers at my mom's work. on their anniversary. They got divorced, whatever, it happened. And then my father went off to a different state to get married to my best friend's grandma and didn't tell me. His new wife is the one who actually told me about the marriage 2 months after it happened. But don't worry, they brought me back some jewelry from their honeymoon. So that was a little frustrating. But after that, I still saw my father because at that time, I still thought, well, we can still have a relationship. You've done some hurtful things, but I still want my dad in my life. I was pretty young. I was still in middle school. My dad would say horrible things like, "Don't turn out like your mother. Don't be fat because a husband will not want a wife who is fat, and you're never gonna be a singer." Because at the time in middle school, I just wanted to be a singer. Things have changed, but I've just added some more things to it. But at the time, he told me, fat people don't become good singers. Which, of course, none of this is true. But at the time I was a kid, I believed it. And so I would come home crying from my visits with my father. I only really enjoyed sleepovers with his wife and my best friend because we got to do girly things, and I got to hang out with my best friend, and then they had a dog, and it was just a lot of good things. But those were the only times I really enjoyed spending time with my dad, was because I didn't have to spend time with just my dad. I continued seeing him throughout high school, and I got really busy. I started doing volunteer work. I was in dance, I was in theater, I was in choir, I was in NHS. I did so many great things, and that I couldn't invite him to, because whenever I did invite him to things, he was the embarrassing center of attention. And then I graduated from high school. I invited him. He brought his new wife. Oh yeah, by the way, forgot. He divorced my best friend's grandma. He married this new lady and brought her to my graduation. And so it was kind of awkward. Well, then he didn't talk to me for 2 years. I went to college and had a great time. And my sophomore year, he decided to, there was a bomb threat at my school or something like that, and it was nowhere near me. Everything was fine. It was just a threat. You got to take threats seriously. I get it. But my father texted me or called me, and he was really concerned. And I was like, "Oh, you're really concerned 2 years after not talking to me or seeing me or having anything to do with me? Awesome. It's not even close to me." I let him have it. I told him how I felt. I told him he had to change. Like, this was it. I can't be hurt anymore by him. And he said he was sorry and, all of this stuff. But it was just false promises and empty apologies. It was nothing to hold on to. But of course, I'm dumb and still wanted a relationship, some sort of a relationship. So I kept talking to him, and so I have a problem arguing with him. Like, I won't give up because he has to have the last say, and I'm not willing to give it to him. I gave it to him for over 18 years of my life, and I refuse to give it to him now. So I don't mind going head to head with him at any point in my life. And so then, we kept talking. Then he wouldn't talk to me for 3 months because he got mad at something I said where I told him he was wrong. I don't remember what it is because it's always like him trying to say, "Come back into my life," and me saying, "Change so the past doesn't repeat itself, so I don't keep getting hurt over and over again." And him being like, "I have changed," and then doing the exact same things that he used to do. So, yeah, like, we're back at that point where recently where he disowned me yet again and told me goodbye. It always happens like this. And so I'll talk to him again in 2 years. That's all it is. But I don't apologize for not having a great relationship with him, because why would I want to be treated like that? The world is hard enough. Why would I want to be treated like that by someone who is supposed to love me unconditionally and have taken care of me and supported me throughout my whole life and teach me how men are supposed to treat me? He missed out on so much. And, it was his own fault. He chose not to be in my life by constantly treating me like I didn't matter. A lot of other crazy things happened. Yeah, like, why would I want to be treated like that by such a sick person who couldn't even love his own daughter? The only thing he's taught me is how not to treat my future children and how to love everyone I can before it's too late. I guess because I've learned from this, it's only made me stronger. I know it has. I'm a changed person because of it, but it still hurts sometimes, and we're allowed to share that pain, and we're allowed to laugh about it and cry about it and be happy that it's over, and still also want that relationship. I'll always admire those daddy-daughter relationships where they genuinely love each other and cannot wait to see each other. I will always want him to have been there for my daddy-daughter dance in high school on drill team. I will always want him to be there for my wedding. My future wedding. But I know I deserve to be treated better. And I know that I'm a good person without him. I'm a better person. And it's not worth the pain that he put my mom and I through to relive that time and time again. So I'm done apologizing for it. And I hope you are too. So, on a lighter note, what is your favorite memory with your parent or guardian? That's the question of the day. You should comment down below and like this video, share this video, and know you are loved, you are enough. Be brave and spread happiness, y'all. Love you. Bye.